friends.
What's up, Goofy Geekers?
How was your week?
Hot.
Just wait till this weekend, bestie. My friend's birthday is on, well, it's actually tomorrow, but we're celebrating it on Saturday. And we were left unsupervised in Target.
I love how it's unsupervised, like small children.
Right. Well, you would have thought that we were, but the shit we bought. We bought a sprinkler, right?
Right.
But it's limbo.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to have that. And then I said to Kelsey, I didn't tell Kelsey about this yet. Right? We were just going to set it up and hope for the best. And then I was like, I said to Kelsey, I was like, oh, we almost bought a pool. Because, you know, like those blow up ones are like $25.
Yeah, I love those.
Like your classic one. She's like, oh my God, you should have. I was like, huh. But like, how do you feel about a limbo sprinkler? And she was like, a what?
How about just stand there and let them sprinkle on me?
So I convinced Kelsey to go get the pool today. So we'll have the pool and the sprinkler.
Did you ever have friends over with the sprinkler?
No, we had the pool.
Okay, well, we had the sprinkler when I was a kid. And like my mom would go, oh, just run in and out. So like my cousins and I would run in and out of the sprinkler. And then you would have that one kid like not amused by running over it. So they would slowly walk. They would just be like,
woo,
I'm wet. They'd go in and, you know, because the sprinkler goes back and forth. They'd be like, I'm wet. And they would get out and they would like, okay. That's
somebody, I was telling my my client about it today, how we got all the stuff or whatever, and she was like, oh my God, if you guys are going to be drinking, you guys should get a slip and slide. I'm like, oh no, I don't do slip and slides.
You don't?
No. You want to know why?
Why?
Because Kiki went down the slip and slide when we were younger and broke 6 ribs.
Ooh.
And I was like, you know what?
What was she like?
Swan
diving? She's like slip and slide.
I don't know.
When I was a kid, when I had slip for the very first time, because I was the generation slip and slide came out of, we thought it was great, but they weren't as long as they are now.
Yeah.
So we would slip and slide, and you would slide on the grass for a good whatever. And then your father would come out and be like, you're killing all the grass. Because like, it'd be like perfect, dead. Because it would just like all the water go.
Yeah.
And the worst was
people are putting tarps on the bottom of them now.
Yes.
And then
and
the soap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the problem was because it was so new, my friend didn't know, so he came out and we had to turn on the water and he tried to slide on it. It was like, which is funny, but not because he messed up his leg. It was all red, his chest.
Woof.
As obviously, if you're breaking something, you're jumping a little bit. It's slip and slide, not swan dive and slide.
It's not dry slide.
No one likes it dry.
No. Doesn't slide very well if you're dry, you know?
No. Okay, so we're going to start with this movie because this is the classic movie. So,
just before you start. Is our next podcast just us going to be playing in the limbo sprinkler?
Yeah, they could be. And me going, man down, medic, my back.
How low can you get? Not too far. You haven't even limboed yet.
I won't come to it. I'm wet. Okay, this was my pick today.
It
was Police Academy, which it's a basically came out in 1984. This is listen. Old 80 movies are the best. They're
Can I
short.
just say I turned on the movie and in the first 5 seconds I'm like, this would be exactly what Niles would pick. Yep. Okay. Like, this is exactly his type. Okay.
So it's a simple, like, no, I don't know. It's an hour. It's about an hour and a half movie. It really is an hour and a half. It's real simple. There are some like really great funny scenes in this movie. We're going to talk about more in detail, but it's really great.
Yeah.
And there's no overthinking.
No.
Everything's pretty much laid out for you. So, because we're from different era of time, what did you think about this movie?
So at first I was like, okay, it's just like any other 80s movie, like whatever, like they're funny jokes, but it's not like, you know, it's not my humor. And then like something would happen, I'm like, oh my God, that's so funny. Like I caught myself like laughing like hysterically. So I actually liked it. Like it was good.
Right.
It's like a
It's
cute
a light movie.
Yeah.
It's a light movie.
Yeah.
There's no thinking.
No. You don't even need one brain cell for this movie.
There is no, but it's not like I don't think it's a Mel Brooks like dumb thing after another.
No.
It's a situation
Right.
about okay, so what happens is we start off with the basically the town or the city they live in basically takes out all the rules that anyone could be a police officer.
Yeah.
So
now all these people want to join for no reason. Like they had no desire to be a police officer and they had like the stupidest people want to join.
Because that's how it works.
Right.
I feel like that's this world right now. Like someone woke up and like, oh, I can do this? I'm going to do this. Like with no thought pattern, what's behind it.
Right.
So what happens is basically in the beginning of the movie, we just start seeing the crowd of people who's going to, and you're already going, love this person, hate this person.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be amazing with this person.
Yeah.
And it was
you can kind of see like what's going to happen. With
right. Like you kind of, I would say the first, 10 minutes is basically knowing everyone's personality.
Yeah.
Like you figure
you
out
get introduced
who's
to
who.
each character for 10 minutes. Yeah.
And you just kind of go, okay, how are they all going to mesh together?
Yeah. So we meet the main guy, Mahoney.
Oh God, yes.
And so like he's a troublemaker. He just gets in trouble over and over again, and then finally he reaches his last straw, and he gets forced into going.
Because his father was a cop.
Oh, that was his dad. I didn't see that.
No.
Oh.
His father, the sergeant, the guy with the mustache.
Oh, okay.
Basically says, I keep giving you chances because your father was a good cop.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I missed that part. But I did say I did hear the part like where I keep getting chances and I keep forgiving him or whatever. But I missed the dad part.
Yeah.
So he has to go there, otherwise he has to go to jail for this last thing. And then we meet this. What is the sound guy?
Oh, I know.
What's his name?
Oh my gosh, hold on.
I don't know everyone's name.
Yeah, no,
because he said his name in such a weird way that I was
he does.
I don't even know what he said.
He's Laval Jones, but he's actually Michael Winslow, which he does. I love that guy. I love
He's hilarious.
That guy. I know.
I didn't realize he was going to be making noises the entire movie, and that was just his character. He was gonna have like some lines,
you just
but
think
it's like
to yourself like,
no.
What could be funny about this guy? And then in 2 seconds he's like in the thing when he takes out this. What is he walking around with a microphone? Like he just like, and all of a sudden like,
was he actually making those?
Yeah,
noises?
no, he can really do those. Yeah,
That's really cool.
I don't want to ruin it, but in the second movie he does a whole Jimi Hendrix like with the electric guitar, and he basically plays nothing but uses his mouth. It's so funny. Oh God, it's
okay. Anyway, so they meet. Mahoney meets
LeVar
at the station.
Lavelle.
Whatever.
Yep.
And he is like making all these weird noises. He's like, "Oh, what are you in for?" And he's like, pulled up this little microphone and makes like gunshot noises.
And everyone in the police officer like station. And then the guy, I love the guy. Stop doing that! Like,
not you.
How many times has he done it?
Oh, probably like 100 times. Probably with each person who sits down next to him.
And the guy's like, "Stop doing that! Not you, sir. Not you. Not you."
And then what was the clumsy guy's name?
Oh yeah, with the glasses.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna know this guy because he's gonna be. Oh man.
All right. Well, I'll just start describing him. So he's this like very, very clumsy guy, and he's like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna be a police officer
with the glasses.
With glasses,
yeah,
like he's like dorky, whatever.
Oh
so
my God,
his wife's trying to convince him not to go, and they're walking to the car.
The worst thing is they're both very big actors and actresses. They're both well known for stuff in the 80s.
Yeah.
And I'm mad that I can't think who it is, but go ahead. Yeah.
So he's carrying his briefcase or whatever suitcase, and she's like, "You're so clumsy," and he like turns around and say, "No, I'm not." So it knocks her down, and then he turns back and opens the door, and she smacks her head on the door. Like it's just like the stupid comedy that you just need. And she's like trying to get him to stay, and she like runs after him, and the part where she's like jumping over the fences, and then she swims
But-
through the pool.
no,
like,
but come
why
on.
couldn't you just walk
Wait a
around
minute,
it?
wait a minute. But we all knew it wasn't her. Because she became,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
she tried the corner. She was, like, super thin.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah.
Nice
She's,
try.
like, jumping over things like the Olympic thing.
Right.
Flipping,
Right.
jumping in the water, jumping out.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden she appears, like, in front of the car. And it's her.
Right.
And you're like,
Right. Right. Like,
I
wow,
love
you thinned
old-
out during
and
that
I
scene.
know. See, the problem is too many people nowadays will be like, "Oh, that's not her. Why did they find someone?" I was like,
Right.
"But that's the funny part.
Right,
That we
right.
don't really think it's her."
Right. And then, so she like jumps on the car. Like, you better not leave. You better not move, because she like jumps on the hood of
Right,
the car
right.
or whatever. And then it cuts to a scene where it's like this very proper woman and her daughter, right?
Right, it's her daughter.
So the daughter wants to go into
And
the.
just for you to know, it's Kim Cattrall, which is the girl from Sex and the City, which is Play Samantha, she's amazing. Go ahead.
Okay, what's
she's
her name in the show? In the movie.
Cadet Karen.
Okay, so Karen wants to be part of the police academy, and the mom's like, well, why do you want to go? And she's like, I bet it's a great place to meet
More different
people. And then she turns over and she sees the woman on the hood of
the
the
guy's
car.
driving like nonchalantly.
Right.
It's stupid.
Right.
If you're not going to go watch this movie with an open mind,
Yeah, you have to
like,
go
you
in
gotta
like.
go with an open mind.
Yeah.
You gotta go like this is not. It's ludicrous, but not ludicrous.
Right.
Like it's like
It's a
they
great
just,
dumb movie.
They take the. It's
Yeah.
like Vacation. They take it
Yeah.
a step further.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not. I wouldn't say like a Mel Brooks where they make it so outlandish.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they just take that extra step that you go. No.
Yeah. So they finally get to the academy,
Right.
and up pulls George and all of his girlfriends. And he has his Spanish accent, and he has like 5 girls in this convertible.
And he's kissing them all.
Yeah, he's
goodbye.
like, I love you all.
And he's kissing them all, and he walks by like. I love the fact that
Right.
you get to how
Okay,
old
no, wait. I wanted to tell you that.
Oh, go ahead.
I love how Mahoney shows up as if he took clothes from my closet.
But it was the 80s.
And I know that.
So what happens is crop tops were very big for men
Right.
in the 80s and cut off
I
jeans.
think I had the exact
like,
outfit.
You do. That's the problem. I'm not going to say who wore it better.
Mahoney.
But that was very big. It's because there were no jean shorts.
Yeah.
So you used to wear jeans until you get ripped in the jeans,
Yeah.
and then you would cut the jeans.
Yeah. I just thought I wanted to put that out there. It looks like he went shopping in my
I
closet.
know you were like, don't say it. No, go ahead. Oh my gosh.
So Mahoney's trying to get out of staying here, like trying to get kicked out. So like he's wearing like, probably that's why he showed up like that.
No, unfortunately, he looks more casual. That's casual wear back in '84. It really is.
Okay, but everyone else showed up like in like nice attire.
Not Hightower. Remember, he had a little shirt on, but everything was little on.
Yeah, it's like I don't think it's really counts.
Which is Bubba Smith, which he's a football. I don't know if you know, he was a football player that changed into acting at the time.
I thought he had to have done something.
Yeah,
sporty,
he was,
you know?
I
thought he was a wrestler. Or whatever.
Hold on.
How tall was he?
Well, he's 6'7", which is still very tall. But he played for the Las Vegas. Well, it says Las Vegas Raiders, but it was no Las Vegas back then. It was probably Oakland Raiders in '78, and he also played defensive end for the Baltimore Colts. So, it was. He was a man of a man. He was huge compared to everybody else.
Yeah.
He was towering everybody.
Yeah. So then you meet this very quiet girl.
I know.
Hooks.
I love Hooks.
And the Lieutenant Harris goes up to her and says, "Why are you here?" And she's like, "I want to be a police officer." And he goes, "What?" And she goes, "I want to
like it gets worse.
Yeah,
You
it gets
ever
even
get-
quieter.
Yeah, I know. When they do the wrestling part with the thing,
Yeah.
she's just like every time he says what, and it's
Right.
like
She always gets like even quieter and quieter. And then we meet Hightower, which couldn't tell. Like I couldn't tell what his name was for the longest time. Like towards the end of the movie, I could finally figure it out. I'm like, Tar?
Hightower. You didn't know it.
They were saying it in
Especially
such a
when
way.
he said, "What were you before this?" I was a florist. And then, I love everyone's like, "What?" Like you were a what? I was a
Long way down.
like, you want to be a cop?
And he's just like very man,
Right.
tall man or whatever, strong.
He's
You're-
a big man. He's solid though. Like
Yeah.
that man was built back in the day, and
Yeah.
everybody else doesn't even look remotely as in good
Right.
shape.
And you, well, we meet, is it Barbara?
Yeah, it's Barbara.
Barbara, in the beginning, because he gets, like, bullied or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what, I'm going into the police academy.
No. The best is, did you even know what he was in?
Yes, he was
Okay.
in the
He was gonna go. I was like watching it,
Yeah.
going, "Does she even know?" We used to
Yeah.
have to like drop off.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not that old. I mean, that young.
and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And that was like, that sucks being in those little tiny sheds, and then you had like those row of things
Yeah.
of like returns, and then put out. And when they picked up and put it in the back of the truck, I would have been like, "Yeah, I think I would have jumped out a long time ago."
Yeah, why did he stay
I
in?
know. I thought he owned it. He was like, "This is mine. I'm giving it." He's like, "I'm gonna be a cop," and they're like, "Yeah, great."
Right.
I'm like, "Yeah, that's gonna stop."
Because
you."
he's a bigger guy.
Because he's a fat, out
Yeah.
of shape. He's also
Yeah.
in, I don't know if you know, he's actually plays in Robin Williams' Popeye. He plays he plays Olive Oil's brother that gets beat up in the boxing thing.
Oh, really?
Best movie ever, Popeye.
I haven't seen it.
It's so good. Robin Williams Popeye, so good. Go ahead.
Robin Williams, anything.
It's so good.
Yeah.
That movie with Shelley Long. It's like all these. I don't know how it didn't do
That's good.
like amazing. I
Yeah.
don't know how this is not a classic. Like I don't know when we don't talk about Robin Williams, we don't talk about Popeye. It's his first movie, and he kicks it like he basically home runs this damn thing
Yeah.
because it's freaking Popeye, and he is amazing in it. Go ahead. Sorry.
And his mom drops his off, and her mom's like bawling her eyes out, like, "You're gonna die."
Did you laugh? Did
with
you?
the dog?
No.
Oh,
Yes. Yes,
Oh.
with the dog. But did you laugh? What part of the dog did you laugh at?
that it was a boy, and his name was Princess.
And it was up in the guy's leg, and he's
Yes, I was gonna say that. This poor guy can't make a speech without something
first
happening.
it's Eric
to him.
Lassard, which is the commissioner of the whole thing. Like,
Yeah.
he's the, which is, if you guys don't know who, it's George Ganeas, which is plays
bless you.
Henry. Huh?
God bless you.
Thank you. Well, I was afraid you were thinking they were talking to you.
Which one?
That one.
Oh, you were pointing down here. I'm like, I don't see the name. Isn't it Gaines?
Gaines?
Gaines.
Gaines? Poor man. This guy, I love this guy because he's Punky Brewster's dad. He plays Henry in
Oh,
Punky
really?
Brewster.
I've never seen it.
Oh my god! I love Punky Brewster.
I've definitely like
I
heard
had a
quotes from
crush
him.
on Punky Brewster. Literally had a crush on him. I would watch it, just be like, "Oh yeah, Punky," because we were literally the same age. I think
Oh,
she's
really?
like I want to say I'm like a little bit older than her, or she's a little bit older than me. Like we're like
Yeah.
the same around
Yeah.
the same time.
Yeah.
And he's like trying to give the speech, and this
Yeah.
dog gets loose, and he's up in his leg, and he's like, and he's trying.
Princess!
And he's like, I think he's the wrong. What did he say? The wrong sex.
Yeah.
I think he's the wrong sex.
Yeah.
He said something that's genius, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, what did he just say? Oh, that's definitely not politically correct in this
Oh,
movie.
no,
Like,
no. But it was the 80s, so.
yeah, I know.
mean, it
But
is
we
what
were
it
all
is.
laughing at each other.
Yeah.
The best is Harris's face all the time. It's Harris's
yeah.
look. Like,
Yeah,
look,
like-
he's- the other big thing that we find out is that, I guess you say the big guy basically says, we don't want all these people here. find a way to get everyone kicked out, or we can't kick them out. They have to leave.
Yeah.
So Harris decides to make it like a drill camp.
Yeah.
And I love when he picks the two guys at the end.
Oh, yeah.
And then they go into the barber shop.
Right.
And the Spanish guy's there, and he's like, "Oh, guys, no, go ahead." And he's like, "Yeah, cut me all short." Yeah. And the Spanish guy, just a little bit off the top. And he's like,
You
"Wait a
can
minute,
do that?"
it's not the military." It's their faces. I love the
I think
little
that's
one.
what finally broke me. Like, okay, yeah, that's pretty funny.
The little one is always the best one.
Yeah.
Because he's always like, "Oh, I listen to you." Like,
Well, and before that, when he was told to go get a haircut, what did Harris call him? Harris called him something, and he's like, "Oh," they got all offended, and the tall guy was like, I think he was talking to the other guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He called him some name. I can't
some
think of it.
short. It was something
Yeah.
being short. And he was like, I think he's talking to the other guy,
Yeah.
which was Hightower standing
Yeah.
right next to him. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't even 1 + 1 didn't even equal 2.
Whatever it was.
So you laughed at when they shaved their heads?
Yeah. I think that's fine. I was like, okay, this is kind of good, you know? Like, the other things were funny, but, it was, like, predictable
Because
funny.
it kind of builds.
Yeah.
And then, see, this is where I felt like we've lost in movies, where we start off with the small jokes, and by the end, we're all the big jokes. Where I feel like now, it's like every joke is trying, like, they start off with big, and then they start off too big, and then they can't do the, somewhere like the last hour, all these new shows start going down, because they did all their, main shtick in the first hour, or whatever, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh, this should only been an hour and a half movie.
Yeah.
Think about how many things that are like that.
I do have to say the third Spider-Man movie, that one kept having, like, good zingers.
Yeah, I'm not saying all movies.
No, but I'm saying, like...
But I'm talking about, like, comedies now.
Yeah.
Like,
comedies,
the new Vacation that came out. That I liked it. But it felt like they kept stretching.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was like,
too far.
Like, we should have ended this an hour ago. Like, these aren't home runs here. There's a lot of... And then all of a sudden you get to a good one, you're like, okay, that's funny.
Yeah. So then they all get assigned rooms. And
he has to sleep with Hightower.
Right. Mahoney took
Not Hightower, Tackleberry.
Yes. And he is like out to shoot the world up.
No, I don't know if you know this, but that guy is a stereotype of a lot of men back in the 80s. There was a kid that lived in Middletown. We live in Rhode Island. But there's a kid, I won't say any names, he's a police officer now. But he used to have the bike that had the police officer. He used to have the light. And he used to, like you just knew he was going to do this. Because that's all.
Yeah,
like
that's all he talked about. Yeah.
I think the guy came out of the wound with handcuffs and be like, with the doctor, like, you hit me too hard.
Oh, speaking of handcuffs, I'm going to go back to the beginning. I love how the sound guy, I'm just going to call him that, had only one on. The other
because he had taken it off already.
Yeah.
He had picked it.
But, like, nobody caught on to that. Like, he kept, like...
I'm like, how was he doing that with 2 hands?
But, like, not a single police officer was like,
By that point, it was whatever to shut him up.
Right. Anyway, but Mahoney took that guy in as his, what do you call him?
A doctor. It was his doctor. It was supposed to help him through...
Was it that? I thought it was like an insurance thing.
No, it was it for...
a doctor?
Yeah.
Right. So he's like, I need to be bunked with this guy, and he sent him with this...
Because this is my doctor. It's
right.
my doctor. He helps me with things. He's like... He sleeps with Hightower.
Right.
Which I
not Hightower.
Not Hightower. Tackleberry. Which I love him because he basically says 3 things in that whole movie. I mean, he says more, but the things that his facial expressions and what he does.
Right. That speaks for itself.
Oh my god, I love it. I just love him. I just love this whole movie. I'm so biased towards this movie.
Right.
I so love that you love this. It was easy to watch. It was easy going. That you could watch. Like you go, I could watch another '80s movie because it's quick. It's simple. It wasn't.
Yeah. There's not a lot of thinking involved.
There isn't.
There's just a lot of good parts to it.
I
know. So then they go to boot camp, quote unquote.
Yeah. And
he makes him do all these things, and then basically puts him down.
jumping over the wall, and the quiet girl can't. And Hightower just, good job. He knocks down the whole wall. He just goes, boom.
Right.
And he just walks over, and they're like, good job. Because Harris ain't dumb. He's like, good job.
Yeah. So it's like the whole obstacle course, like
Right.
the typical like boot camp type
They're
thing.
going over walls, going on their knees.
Right,
over
running a bunch of laps or
lives,
whatever.
right.
So, they cut to like the nighttime or like that night
Right,
or
right,
whatever,
right.
and it's like, oh, lights out in 10 minutes, whatever. So Harris is checking on all the people. This one's sound asleep. This one's sound asleep. They get to the sound guy and he's playing.
They play a video game. Boop, 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 boop,
But there's no video game.
boop, boop, boop.
Everything that this
Game
guy
over.
does is just pretend.
Yeah. And I love Harris goes, because he looks for the TV,
Right.
like, what are you doing in there? And then he doesn't say anything. He
No,
just
he's
walks away.
He's
Just
like, okay.
bloop, 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 pew. Game over.
Right. And then it's like said something about asshole or whatever. It's like
He's all offended.
the game.
Game over, asshole. It's like simple things.
Yeah.
It's just those simple, funny things. It's
Yeah.
not overthinking. It's making fun of himself. It's
Yeah.
just, it moves. And then there's no explanation. Just move along.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it was a funny scene.
Right.
It's simple. Sometimes I think these guys overthink it. Just make it simple.
Right. Like nobody has to talk in that. If
Right.
you talked it, then you ruin the joke.
Right,
you know?
right. It was like if Harris said anything to him,
Right.
like, what the hell are you doing? It would have ruined the whole joke.
Right.
It was the fact that it was so outrageous
Right.
that you wouldn't say anything. You'd just be like,
What the fuck? Moving along. I'm gonna close the door on that.
game over, asshole. Go ahead.
I don't remember if this is like, because I stopped writing because I
Right,
was just trying
Right,
to,
right.
but so Mahoney's still trying to get out of here.
I know. But he does meet.
Oh, what's the girl's name? Karen.
He meets Karen.
Yes.
And that changes a lot.
Yes.
I gotta say, I always thought this woman was a very beautiful woman. And the first movie I saw her in was unfortunately was Porky's, which is another good 80s, but it's a dirty movie, but it's a very funny movie. And but I didn't know she was in so much. Like when I saw her, I was like, oh my god, she's in this movie, because I had forgotten.
Yeah.
And I thought, I was like, wow, I forgot how really, really like, I don't think this lady has missed a beat in her life.
Yeah.
I think I used to think she was absolutely beautiful in the 90s in Sex and the City. And now here I am watching an 80s going, wow, you're beautiful. Because sometimes, I'm not saying women can't be, but sometimes they go through different stages.
Yeah.
And I want to say, this lady didn't skip a beat. Good for her.
Yeah.
She's got good genes.
Yeah, she's very pretty.
I bet she looked good out of the jeans too, but...
I'm sure she does. I don't know, we should go look.
Google.
Everyone's nudes are out there at this rate.
Mine's
So-
on OnlyFans only for $10.
To put his clothes back on. You can do another spit take. Spitters are for quitters,
I
buddy.
know.
So yeah, he meets her and like they have a little thing going on.
Right.
But he's trying to get out of here, and the only way he can't quit,
Right.
but he's
Yeah,
trying to get kicked out.
And they're telling, and he goes to Lassard,
Yeah.
and Lassard says, "Oh, I can't.
Yeah.
Now we're stalemate because they said I can't kick you out,
Right.
and you can't quit."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh."
Yeah.
So then Harris figures out a way, and then he realizes he sees her waving to him, and then he has second thoughts like, "Oh, maybe I can do this."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So and then like as
That's
time
a nice
goes
little
on,
love,
yeah,
little
love, but it's not like focused on the love.
Right. It's just there. Like
Yeah.
you just know there's a connection between
Yeah.
these two.
Right.
And then, well, we got to be almost to the scene. When he,
Yes, I was about to say that next.
Okay.
So
So Harris decides to hire. He gets the two guys that are
Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber,
Yeah.
to basically hire a prostitute to go into Leslie's room Leslie freaks out. Oh, actually, we skipped something. Bad us.
Well, it's hard to convince.
So, I know, but it's just so good. Is that,
no, that was after.
No.
It was after.
It was?
It was after.
Okay, you wrote it down. I believe you. Wow. So, I literally got a mom look. It was after.
Follow the notes. I gave you a spreadsheet. It's just what is it called? The script of the whole movie. It's just like this person.
So they get a prostitute and they put her in the.
We had to talk about the first part.
I thought you said it was after.
No.
Oh.
The woman was after that.
Oh, the woman. Okay,
Yeah.
so what happened was they get off time. So Harris says.
No.
What?
We have to do the blowhorn part first.
The what?
I thought you were talking about the blowhorn.
Oh, yeah, that was funny. Go ahead, do it. That's a good one. I'll let you have that one. That was a good one.
I realized you were talking about something else after
Yeah,
that.
I know. I was like...
Sorry. You were right about that.
Right. But go ahead.
So they're doing the camp again. It's like day whatever. And,
right.
Oh, no, they were in class. And Lieutenant Harris was teaching or whatever, and sound guy's like, oh, like so-and-so to the office.
No, Harris, can you please come to the office?
Harris.
And he goes, I gotta
go.
go. Puts on the hat and leaves. And then he's like, Mahoney, come to the Lassards.
Yeah.
So he leaves.
Yeah. Oh, wait, no, that's not what I'm talking about.
I know, but that's where you went.
Yeah. And then that's when he found out he can't leave.
But you're going to talk about is that Mahoney takes his bullhorn and goes and gets brown
shoe polish
and puts it on the thing, and then when
it's like, Harris, oh, no cushion.
And he's all like, move it, maggots, move it, and then he goes to the side and put it down, and it's like all this, and they just laugh and they leave it alone.
Yeah.
See, it's simple.
Right.
Laugh at it and they moved on.
Right.
They didn't go into him wiping it, you know, whatever. It was simple.
Yeah.
But
okay.
So
now you can talk
now
about it.
So there's supposed to be time off. So they decided. So Harris says to the two goons, "Hey, tell me where the party is. There's always a party. We're going to bust them and blah, blah, blah." So they go to Leslie, and Leslie says, I don't know. I'm not going to the party. I'm going home with my mom and Princess. Which I still laugh at. She says Princess. So he goes, okay. Well, you need to find out. So he goes and he says, hey, Mahoney, is there a party? Of course there is. You want to come? No, I can't come, but I need to know because someone else needs to know. Which you already know. Right. Mahoney already gets why he's going. So he's like, so he gives the address to him. So he gives the address to the two guys. And they go to the Blue Oyster, which is a joke I tell all the time and no one ever gets.
Now you
get. And they go in and they're all like super, like slam open the door. Tough guys walk in. And it's I would say, like, would you say a biker gay bar?
Yes, that's exactly how I put it, but I didn't want to be like, oh, maybe they weren't gay. But then it makes sense. And then it was like, oh, yeah, they're gay.
No girls and they're dancing with them. And I love when
they fall asleep.
They fall asleep in the guy's arms because they still make him dance. No, the best is when Harris says, so what happened at the party? A lot of dancing.
Yeah, but what else?
What else?
Just dancing.
Just dancing.
Dancing? There's never been dancing.
Just dancing. The little one's face when the big guy grabs him, he's like, what do I do? And then he's sleeping and his drool comes out and he's like, I was like, I ain't falling asleep.
But the prostitute was before that.
And so, what? I thought it was afterwards. So to get him back, I thought they put the for lying. For giving him to the Blue Oyster, they put the prostitute in his room. So Leslie goes, oh my God, there's a prostitute. I need to go to Mahoney. Mahoney says, oh, let me take her. Like, I'll take her out. Don't worry, you won't get kicked out because they're looking for excuses for our kids. Why all these slacky people needs to be kicked out. Yeah. So he goes into the the auditorium, and has no place to go, and everyone starts coming in because Lassard is bringing all these people in. So he goes under the podium and brings the prostitute, and then he's stuck there. So he's looking out the front because
he said you're actually meant for somebody else, and tried to run and then saw everyone coming in, so he
had to
ran
go
back
in. So now he's facing the front, looking at like what's going on.
Yeah,
and she goes, "Oh," because now Lassard is now
talking. Are they like new people who wanted to join?
No. Those were all other
higher up,
other academy type of things to show like what we do and where we go. And so all you hear is zip. Oh no! You see her take her gum out, and you hear zzz, and then you hear the zip, and then you hear him just go. You see him go. So this is slide 1.
He like tries to do the presentation, and he just like barely makes it through. And then the last scene, he's like,
No. This is the best when he's like, let's just admire slide 5 here for just a few minutes. Like he's like up and down, and he's like, and he's like, and right here is a picture of when the first academy. It's like, oh my God, he is like up and down in his voice, and then he's like, okay, I think that's it, and then you hear zip, and he's like, we go get some coffee or some cigarettes or a smoke, and as he's walking away, he looks back.
And Mahoney tries to get out, and they like look at each other like, fuck.
Because right in that moment, like, oh, I enjoyed myself a little bit too much.
Right. And then he's like, oh shit, he thinks I did that. Which in my brain would be like, no, not me, her.
No, but he can't.
Right.
So he's just like, oh, good speech, and closes the thing again. And I thought it was great because then we walk away.
Right. But then they bring him back.
No. When he goes in and sees Harris, he's like, Mahoney has to do something. What? He did something. To you? Maybe. Like he can't say it. Like he doesn't want to say it.
He did something bad. What was it? I don't know.
But bad. It was bad. It was like just perfect.
Yes.
It was so awkward.
Yeah.
Because how would you tell someone? How would you say that to somebody? Like,
gave me a
we need to kick him out.
Right.
Because nowadays, people be like, oh, he needs to go because A, B, C, D.
Right.
And that would ruin the joke.
Yeah.
Because most people would feel very awkward of that. Like, well, I was trying to do a presentation and I heard my fly unzip and next thing I know, Mahoney's doing it. Like, that's not funny.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, like, looking around, like,
I don't know what he did.
No, I know what he did. I can't tell you what he did because this is awkward for all of us.
Yes.
But he needs to go. I agree. Best. I love that. Go ahead.
So then Hightower, so the driving test is next.
Yeah.
And Hightower's like, I haven't driven since I was 12. I need help. Which I was like,
Last
12?
year. The man has like a handlebar mustache down here and he's like 12.
Right.
No. What was the best part about that scene?
I thought they took the...
No, too far. You're going too far.
What
the
scene?
best part, when he comes in and asks Mahoney that he doesn't know how, tells Mahoney doesn't know how to drive. What's the best part of that scene?
I don't know.
It's Tackleberry with the gun. When he's like...
Oh, yeah.
Like he was about to shoot him because it was and he was like, okay, everything's okay.
Yeah.
And he's sleeping with the gun. And I was like...
It's 2 a.m. at this point, too, by the way.
Like, what are you doing, buddy? Right. Why are you sleeping with your hand and trigger, in the gun?
Right. So then Mahoney takes him out, and it's like this clown car to him. Because...
No, he steals that little short guy's car.
Yes, but it's like a clown car.
It really isn't, but yeah, it is.
So he gets in and he's like, literally, like, I'm going to show you.
His
he's
knees.
Like, you can't see it.
What's going on here? I'm going to show
It's rated R at this point. So his knees are like, you know.
Yeah. No one can see it.
So Mahoney's like, well, maybe you could take the seat out.
No. Maybe we should just sit in the back seat.
Right, take the front seat out and sit in the back seat.
We just sit in the back seat. You know, I didn't mean that literally. But this works.
So he's driving in the back seat, and
Mahoney is so far back where this guy looks like it's a normal seat.
Right. So he's driving, and Mahoney's like giving him instructions or whatever. And there's a red light, so there's a car at the red light, and he's approaching the car, and he hits the car, and Mahoney's like, "Why did you stop?"
You didn't tell me to.
So then the car that was stopped, the guy gets out. And
stupid son of a... It's fine.
Yeah, goes back to his car. And then all of a sudden, like, Hightower's like, "I got this," and like drives like, drives like a fucking maniac.
Eludes the police.
Yeah.
Eludes the police. Like, he says, "We're not pulling over. We're out of here."
Yeah. And like loses them.
Completely. I just love when they go in the lawn and the car's all like this. I was like, what happened to the car? They just ripped the seats out. It's like all stuff all broken. I was like, was he going 4-wheel?
Did you see the way he was driving? It's like Kelsey driving.
The guy's on the sidewalk hitting stuff. Kelsey's like,
10 points. 30 points.
Jesse's like, mind the cow in the field.
Moo. Oh, that's how the cow jumped over the moon.
Kelsey pushed it. Oh, you're rough.
So Mahoney goes. I'm not Mahoney. Hightower goes to take the test, and he like passes it with flying colors, whatever. And then Hooks gets in the car.
I know Hooks.
She was drinking this. She was drinking. She was singing like Christmas songs.
Yeah, I know.
I think it was Jingle Bells.
No, it wasn't Jingle Bells. It was You better not pout. But she's doing it like you better not.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Better not cry. Like she's barely singing it, and she is going through the obstacle course like
Granny.
5.
Yeah.
And did you hear when the water hit her? The water. She went. Ah!
Oh yeah.
I was like, what is that? She hit. No, it was a. Ah! Like.
Well, that's how she screams anyway.
Like it was like water. Like.
Ah! Like I wasn't expecting that.
Just a giant thing. Like that's what those little simple things made me laugh. What are you screaming about? You've seen like 6 people do it. You've been standing up there. It was like I didn't know water was in the car. And she turns on the windshield wipers. Like, she didn't put it on high. It's just like.
And then what happened with her? Like how did?
Okay, so what happens is the short idiot there. He's standing there. Mm-hmm. And at the yellow line, and she pulls up and rolls over his toes, and then unfortunately, he says very racist, disgusting, inappropriate things, and Harris is like, no, you need to stop, no, don't say that, don't say. Yes, he knows, like that's Harris even knows that's not the way to go. Like you don't want to talk like that,
right?
Even though it's very racist and it's very, crappy, then you see Hightower storming.
Yeah.
And he walks all the way down, and of course Harris is like, "Don't do this.
Yeah.
If you do this, you're out of here. Like I understand you're mad, but you can't. Like he's wrong. Like he's saying he's wrong. But you can't do this. But he loses his, and he flips over the car. Right. The guy gets in the car, and locks the door, and the guy flips him over, and then. Yeah. He's like, you're out of here, Hightower. And then I love it. He's like, get out of there, or whatever the guy, the short guy. Yeah. The short guy's like,
he's like, okay.
Like he's pushed against the window, like okay, no problem. And then he gets kicked out, which is, you're like, oh.
Yeah, damn it, he's a good guy.
I know, you're like, oh, man.
So then you can say the next part, because I don't have it written down.
Like, here you go, I don't have it written down.
Because I watched it. Like I know I had. Like I just can't remember.
So
like,
so he ends up leaving, and like they're so close to, I guess you would say, graduation.
Yeah.
And then this big, they go on patrol, and the real clumsy guy basically starts a riot. Basically. Okay.
I was geeking.
So you were what?
Like laughing. Like,
oh, okay. What did you say it was? Geeking?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
okay, so what happens is a group of thugs come to the police car and they're like staring at him. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Oh, is it the radio? You want me to lower it?" And you know, he's being that absent-minded idiot.
Yeah.
And you basically know he's going to get his ass kicked because he's a cop.
Yeah.
And right when it was about to happen, another guy the other police officer comes out.
That he was riding with.
And says, "I didn't know what you wanted for lunch, so I got you an apple." And so he looks at it, and they start to drive off, and he just throws the
out
apple.
The window.
Now, it hits one of the thugs that was about to beat this guy up. The best part is there is another man walking with another, two men.
Yeah.
But one's holding a thing of apples.
Yeah.
So they think that this guy
threw the apple.
So it starts like this huge fight, which basically starts
a
riot because it basically one goes into two. Yeah. Which if you watch that really could happen. I mean, that's not outrageous if you think about it, like in a bad area of town. And then so it starts a giant riot. The best part is when they get back. And he's in his glasses. He's like, they're like, "Hey, did you hear there's a riot?" He's like, "Yeah. Who knows how these things start?"
That's the part I was like losing my shit on. I was like,
"Who knows?"
Dude, it was you.
Like, who knows how these things start?
He's like, "Ah."
Yeah, I know. No. And by the way, why do you need a briefcase to be a police officer?
I don't know.
I was like,
"What are you carrying in there? Like your badge?"
It's like this
official. I'm a cop.
Can I see some ID? Hold on, 001.
God, this thing never opens.
I'm telling you, I'm a cop. Hold on. And I was like, see, those are the little things I watch. I just laugh at. 'Cause I go, wait a minute, what the hell? But there's no answer. It's just like, it's one of those, hey, why would you have a suitcase? Nobody else has a suitcase when they go to work except him. But he's had it the whole time. From the
beginning. He hits his wife with it.
All right, so it starts them, so they all go. By the way, did you get the joke with Lassard when he's telling Harris the address? Because now all the academy is now going to the riot to help with SWAT, with like a SWAT gear stuff. Did you notice something about Lassard as he's feeding his goldfish?
He said the wrong thing.
Besides, the goldfish is dead.
Oh, is it? Is that why I like the part? Is that your goldfish? It's a friend's.
He's feeding the fish. I go, I think that fish is dead. It's upside down. I look closer and I paused and I went, God damn thing's upside down. It's dead. I was like, that's a gift that just kept giving. I just didn't know it. Of course I know the address.
That's way more funnier than
because he's feeding. Of course I know.
I never forget a number.
I don't forget a number. Thing's dead.
Right.
Like, keeps feeding it.
Probably overfed that shit.
I don't know. That whole thing is like, those are the ones that if you catch at certain things, there's like 3 more that you don't even know about.
Yeah.
Okay, go. Oh, go ahead. I still love that fish.
So he sent them to the wrong address. It's like 4 blocks over from where they're supposed to be.
No,
it's like way over.
No, they're in it. They go to where they're going. Not 4 over. Like, I thought they're supposed to go 4 over.
Oh.
So what happens is they were supposed to make a perimeter, so they don't see anybody. They go in the middle where they're all there. That's why
I thought it was the other way around.
No. Because that's why they start getting chased by all these
okay.
rioters. Because they're
not supposed to
cadets.
see.
They're not even supposed to be even there.
Right.
That's why the guy goes, "Why are you doing here? We're pulling out and we're the real police."
That makes more sense now. That's even funnier.
She's
I was like, why would they send the cadets there? I guess it's backup. They need more people.
Well, no, it's backup, but it was
Yeah.
supposed to be the police did like the one,
Yeah.
and then if they got past the real police, then the cadets would had the next.
Yeah.
But they had it the other way around,
Right.
where they went inner instead of the outer part, and the
Yeah.
police are like, where we're at, and we're getting the hell out of here. Like, you guys are way too close.
So they start getting chased, and
Do you guys put it about the two guys, in Dumb and Dumber? They're like, "Hey, you want some of this? Hey, you want some of this?" It's like all offense, and they're like, "Hey, you want some of this? Yeah, you don't want some of this?" And they're like, "Dude, the guns are like, oh, you don't want some of this?"
then all of a sudden there's an opening.
There's an opening. There's a guy's like, and he's like, "I'll take some of that." And he's like, then they start to run. I'm like,
Right.
"Dude, they took your guns." Like,
What are you gonna do?
No, what they did was the best though. Don't you remember when they went to go hide? They're trying to open doors. They can't.
Oh yeah, they went into the Blue Oyster.
And then you hear dun 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 dun. They're like, no.
Like, I love that how they brought that full circle.
No, it's always dun 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 dun. It's like the tango, and it's like you can just hear them. No. Oh, it's those little things that make me laugh. I do. It's those little things that make me laugh.
Yeah.
So, and then the guy sees the suit, the clumsy guy with the glasses, with the suitcase,
Yeah.
and he buys the suit so no one knows he's a cop.
Oh yeah.
So he's walking.
He was looking at that beforehand.
No, but he lands up buying. You're like, what are you doing?
Right.
Why are you shopping?
What happened?
And then the mod's going
That'd
on,
be
and he's
me.
like, what's going on? What's going on? And then, of course, Harris gets taken over, and basically the guy that stole the guns basically takes Harris.
Yeah.
And it basically lands up a shootout. And Karen gets stuck in a bad place, so Mahoney tries to be a hero.
Yeah.
But let's face it, at the very end, it lands up being
Hightower,
who's working as a florist.
Yeah, he went back to his job, saw that what was happening, just like walked up there.
And he walks slow.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's like the slowest motherfucker.
but he's taking steps like 5 of
Right.
mine, so it's me running next to him. You know?
Right.
We're almost there, right? It's me and the boss walking.
So,
And good.
so he comes and he's like, "What are you doing here?" And he's like, "I want to see you blow these guys up."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah,
And then he's like, "Which one should I blow up first?" And he's looking at both of them.
And I love they're looking at him like,
Right.
and then
like,
doing
oh,
that
shit.
eye thing.
Right.
Like, you're going to shoot him first, right?
Right.
You know, like, Mahoney's like him, right? You're not even going to say me, right? You better be saying him,
Right.
Harris.
So he picks Harris and he turns around and
Right.
punches the guy out
Right,
and grabs the guns and gives it
And
back
then he
to him.
realizes the guns are the cadets, who's just two goonies.
Yeah.
Which basically throws in his face like you trusted these idiots instead
Right.
of trusting us.
Right.
And it does a nice full circle. But we did forget two most important parts of this movie.
What?
First of all, we talked about when they first get ammo. And Tackleberry basically shoots every goddamn thing. He's like rolling around. He's
Right.
like, and they're like, no, you just walk and shoot.
Right,
He's like,
And then Barbara gets in and he's like,
oh yeah. Oh, that goes off by accident.
Right.
and then he does. He's like, all right, I killed one.
Right.
And then he hands it back. And we forgot the most important one. Harris taking the motorcycle during the riots. When Harris steals the dirt bike and the guy says,
it's a police thing.
It's a police thing. He's like, no, I know how to ride it. And he's like, and he doesn't know how to ride
It's brand new.
And then someone opens their door and he goes
Yeah.
flying and he
Yeah.
lands up right up a horse's ass.
Yeah.
And the horse is, and then the sound effects guy.
Well, they're all lined up and
Yeah.
Harris said to Mahoney, like, "You didn't tell anyone, right?" He's like, nope.
No.
And then he walks past all of them and they're like, trying not to laugh. Even the girl,
I know.
sergeant or lieutenant or whatever she is, sergeant, right?
Yeah.
And she's trying to keep it together. And then the sound guy
Guys,
makes that.
I know we just explained this whole movie, but if you've never seen it, you need to see it.
Yeah.
It's a light movie.
We didn't do justice.
No way. We didn't do this justice at all. And the problem is these podcasts of us talking about movies is to try to tell you a little bit of it, try to get, like, we know we're telling probably more than we should, but we're trying to get you to go.
No spoilers.
But sometimes little spoilers make you go, turn it off. Like, don't be afraid to turn off any of these things and go, okay, let me watch this, and then come back and be like, oh, yes, that was funny, and then laugh with us.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're trying to do is, I'm like, for me,
go watch the movie, then go watch this.
you made a great point of the last time you were saying, like, these 2-hour movies are like, they're hard. Like, like we had watched the Avatar.
Yeah.
But this movie was so easy to watch.
Yeah.
It was so light. And there was so many
like, we could tell you the whole story, in which we pretty much did, but
I know.
But, like, we still couldn't do it justice.
Right. Like, you need to go see these. And, like, I think we're probably going to do another 80s movie because because these are all new and I haven't seen them forever. So a lot of these movies I get to watch and I'll go, oh, yeah. I know I love this movie.
Yeah.
But listen, guys, you really should go out and this is on Netflix. I know it is because we looked it up.
It on there.
We just watched it. I actually found it before you because I was dying to watch it. And then when we talked about what movie we want to do next, I knew I was like 15 minutes in. I was like, let's get this. And the only reason why it's 15 minutes in is because I went to go watch it, and then I realized, I don't really want to watch a movie, right? Like, I don't have that much time.
Yeah.
But I ended up watching it. Like, it's nice. It's a one sitting. It's easy.
Yeah.
These are in the 80s and 70s. That's not all about. It's about simple. It's about going and just being entertained for an hour and a half, and you move along. There's no complex thing, and that's the trick. That's the trick. It's not complex.
Right.
Too much. And don't get me wrong, I love movies nowadays because I love sitting there trying to figure out who killed who and what did what. And did you notice the guy, sitting in the chair with the one eye was really this guy, the whole time because he was in the background.
Yeah.
But these movies are not like that.
Yeah.
They're a nice chill out, rainy day, nothing to do, just want to laugh.
Right.
You laugh at yourself, you laugh at them. They make fun of everything.
If you need a good laugh, this is definitely the movie to watch.
Yes, definitely. And we're going to probably do a few more of these funny 80 movies, definitely. We're going to talk about what we can watch next, but I was disappointed Netflix didn't have Police Academy 2 because I was just like, I was ready to watch because I know the second one's even funnier. Yeah. Because it's a little more.
Well, that's good because the last sequels are not as good as the first. I mean,
it's the same type of humor, and the problem is sometimes a lot of people want to. The second one had new actors come in, so they were like a whole new group of. Now, if I'm right, part 2 I believe is Mahoney's the teachers.
Oh shit!
And they're trying. I think they're teaching the next cadets.
Yeah.
If I'm correct, don't quote me. It might be the third movie, but this is something you. Like I said, you guys need to watch these. I'm so happy you enjoyed this because I actually was afraid that you were going to be like it was too like it was because it's 80s. It's like.
Well, at first I was like, it's like it's okay, but then like I said that hair thing, and I was like, all right, I'm in. Like, this is good.
Right.
It's a nice roller coaster of funny.
Right. And it kind of keeps you down with the story. Yeah. There are some things that leave you hanging. Yeah. So, I mean, if you're going to sit there and you're going to nick and pick, like, the storyline wasn't good and this wasn't exact, in episode 3, and, if you're going to be like that, then this 80s is not for you. This is a light movie. Like my dad says, it's a movie. Yeah. It's a movie. Like, you already know it's fake. You already know it's this. It's outrageous. It's out, that's what it's supposed to be. Yeah. Don't try to beat your brain on, like, why Hightower is sleeping with a gun. The point is that he's with the gun. He's sleeping with one eye open, and he had to put down the hammer after he realized it was, Hightower talking like it was like, like those are the funny things. But you don't need to be explained it. You don't need to be like, when he was 3, he, Yeah. So, I can't wait to do our next one. I don't know. We'll talk about it. But
I just have one question for you.
Okay, one question. Let's get.
Who would you be?
Oh,
Who's your character?
Who's my character?
Who's the most relatable to you?
Oh,
I'm Hooks.
You are Hook. It's raining.
Water?
Why do you want to be? I want to be a police officer. And then at the end, good dog. That's the best part when she gets all super angry. She's like, roar. So we don't want to tell you too much, but because I feel like we're telling you everything, but there are some hidden gems we didn't tell. There's some hidden gems at the end that you go, ooh, and you see these characters grow. Mm-hmm. I'm probably going to say Mahoney because I feel like when I was younger, I could have been I was right on that line where you're good, but yet you're doing enough bad things that, because let's face it, I probably would have done that with the Corvette. There's no parking places. Yes, there's parking places. There's no parking place. Fine, I'll find a parking place.
Yeah, that's definitely you.
I definitely would have that, like, go pound sand. Oh, I found a parking place.
Yeah.
Again, this is the movie. You should go watch it. I think we should start doing thumbs up and thumbs down.
Thumbs up.
It is a thumbs up. I think that's from now on. We'll do thumbs up and thumbs down.
You remember that because I won't. What?
What are we doing? I'd like to thank the Goofy Geek Boutique for sponsoring us. Check us out on Tuesdays on YouTube.
Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, hit that bell.
I don't know, guys, do something. Tell us something.
Give us suggestions.
I know.
What do you want us to watch?
There's only like 3 of you. Like what?
Right.
Like,
one of you could have given us something.
One of you. We know one. We know one's your sister. So like.
Maybe. I don't know if she's watching them.
I know. We don't even know.
We don't do lives anymore, so she doesn't like us anymore.
That's how it is. Well, give us a shout out, and we'll do a movie that you would like. But we're going to stay on this 80s things for a little while because I'm having a ball watching them. Yeah. So as long as they're good for me, it's good for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good to us. And we say goodbye.
Bye.